Hi, welcome back to HQ, and today we'll be discussing about recovery and stress management. What impacts our performance? There are three factors which are the main source of this, which is sleep, not sleeping enough, psychological stress, and day-to-day activity. How to measure recovery? To effectively assess fatigue and recovery in athletes, a combination of practical methods and psychological measurements can be utilized. Here I will talk about some practical approaches that you can do. We'll start with muscle glycogen assessment. Con- Conducting a muscle biopsy can provide an accurate measurement of muscle glycogen levels. While this is an invasive procedure, it can give valuable insights into energy stores. However, for practical purposes, consider these alternatives. Indirect methods use form of nutritional tracking and performance metric to estimate glycogen level. Monitoring your carbohydrate intake and assessing its impact on performance can be a useful approach. Now, hormonal testing. A blood test for hormones such as testosterone and cortisol can reveal information about recovery and stress levels. High cortisol levels can indicate overtraining or insufficient recovery. Practical alternatives to frequent testing include monitoring resting heart rate. Tracking changes in resting heart rate each morning can help indicate recovery status. Subjective wellness questionnaires use daily survey to assess mood, energy level, and perceived fatigue can provide insights without the need for invasive tests. Performance tracking. If you are consistently achieving personal PRs, fatigue is not an issue. This suggests that your training regimen is balanced and effective. However, if you are experiencing muscle soreness that lingers, it may indicate that recovery is becoming an issue. Warm up and routine. If you feel weak or fatigued during a workout but manage to hit your PRs once you have warmed up, this suggests that your body is still capable of high performance. Can help address initial feelings of fatigue and prepare you for better performance when you do a warm-up. In summary, paying attention to your body's signals, monitoring performance, and assessing them through practical, non-invasive methods can help you maintain an effective training regimen. The need for constant invasive testing is no need with this approach because practical ways can help you both in ways. So, desire to train and the two types of fatigue. Every person has its own desire to train and or reason to train. But when fatigue becomes too much for you, your desire to train will be less. You will not want to train as much as you are doing. And there are two types of fatigue to take note of. There is acute fatigue. This is characterized by heavy breathing and soreness following training. Recovery from acute fatigue typically takes 2 to 1 day. Uh, Accumulative fatigue. This is when the individual does not take note of the acute fatigue that has happened before and keeps on training. This is then leads to a state of accumulated fatigue. Understanding these two types of fatigue are essential for managing training effectiveness and also maintaining good and good motivation for your training. Well, how to reduce fatigue? There is sleep, food, and rest are the three main ones. You will need sleep. You will need to aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep per day. Some factors which can affect your sleep quality is room being too hot, caffeine consumption before you sleep, disruption to your circadian rhythm, and not eating enough close to your bedtime. When it comes to food, it's not the quality of the food that really matters, but it's more of the quantity of the food. Being in a caloric deficit can make you feel weaker. Your body needs carbohydrates for fuel and recovery. Alongside it, it will need protein to support recovery and also build muscle. Rest. There are two types of rest that are very important when it comes to rest and recovery, and that is psychological rest. So if you have exams, no need to stress all about those. And there is physical stress. Maybe you have a job which is very demanding on your body, and taking a couple days off is important. Sitting down, playing a board game with your friends, Netflix and chill. All this stuff will help you to rest, recover, and grow. Stress management. How to deal with stress. Some factors in our life are beyond our control and shouldn't be a source of stress to us, or at least not a significant amount. And how to manage the tasks that you do not want to do but you have to do is completely in your control, and you must have important skill to do so. The type of stress described here are more on the psychological side. Excessive workload is bad for you and can increase your stress. Feeling like time is not on your side is also a method and a way which can lead to more stress. In the fitness space, there are a lot of tools for recovery. There are two types of misconceptions in the world. You can say cardio is recovery. Cardio is not for recovery, and especially the intensity that it is done in. Any form of cardio is not a form of recovery. As for stretching, stretching is another form of exercise, a light form of exercise which requires its own recovery adaptation to occur. When you are stretching, your tissues can cause can cause minor damage to various connective tissues in your body, both within and around your muscle. Use cases for stretching is for a replacement of hard training, so you will not do resistance training today, but you still want to train, so you do a bit of stretching. Also, if it is prescribed by your doctor, if it is prescribed by your doctor, please do it. You will need it. He knows what's best for you. And that was all for today. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.